Bullets screamed past their ears. The SEAL team was pinned down, unable to lift their heads. A small medic knelt in the mud, hands still covered in blood. One soldier shouted, "We're finished!" She looked up, gripping a Barrett rifle tightly. In an instant, those healing hands became a sniper's hands. The shot rang out. The enemy dropped. The SEAL commander stared in shock. "We owe her our lives." Meet Anna Keller, 27 years old. Brown hair tied back tight, plain face, gentle eyes, small stature that made her seem fragile among the hardened warriors. Role, combat medic, accompanying a SEAL team on a hostage rescue mission in the Batu Mountains. During the operation, she performed small acts that were overlooked or dismissed, sharing her rations with younger soldiers, patiently mending torn gloves for teammates, cleaning bloodstains from weapons, even though nobody asked her to. Several SEALs would shake their heads. Medics should stick to medical work. Bringing a woman into special operations? What were they thinking? Anna remained silent, continuing to do her job without complaint. During the first firefight, gunfire echoed through the valley. A SEAL was hit, collapsing behind cover. Voices shouted, "Medic, stay back!" "That's enemy fire." But Anna crawled through the bullet storm, dragging the wounded soldier to safety. She worked with steady hands while bullets cracked overhead, applying pressure bandages and starting IV lines under fire. The SEALs watched her work, impressed despite themselves. She didn't panic, didn't hesitate, didn't complain about the danger. "She's got nerves," one admitted quietly. But they still saw her as support staff, someone who patched them up after the real soldiers did the fighting. Anna never corrected their assumptions. She just focused on keeping them alive and healthy. Between missions, she'd sit alone, maintaining her medical equipment with the same precision she used to treat wounds. Every tool cleaned, every supply organized, every procedure practiced until it became automatic. The SEALs would joke among themselves, "Doc's obsessive about her gear." What they didn't understand was that Anna's obsession came from experience. She'd seen what happened when medical equipment failed, when supplies ran out, when procedures weren't perfect. She'd also seen what happened when soldiers weren't properly cared for. The infections, the complications, the preventable deaths that haunted medics forever. So, she prepared for everything. She anticipated every possible medical emergency, studied every trauma protocol, practiced every life-saving technique, until her hands moved without conscious thought. During quiet moments, Anna would watch the SEALs cleaning their weapons, checking their equipment, practicing their tactical procedures. She understood their dedication to perfection. The difference was that her perfection was measured in lives saved, not targets eliminated. But sometimes, in combat, those skills overlapped in ways nobody expected. A surviving SEAL would later recall, "She was scared, but her eyes weren't scared. I watched her crawl through gunfire like she had no choice but to save her teammate. That's when I realized she wasn't just brave, she was something more." Anna Keller wasn't trying to prove herself to the SEALs. She was just trying to bring everyone home alive. But sometimes, keeping people alive required more than medical training. Third night, the SEAL team walked into an ambush in Batu Valley. Sniper fire pinned them down behind a rocky outcrop. Every time someone moved, bullets sparked off the stones around them. The SEAL commander shouted, "We're locked down! Can't even lift our heads." A young soldier, panic creeping into his voice. "We're finished!" Anna knelt in the mud, hands still bloody from treating a wounded teammate who'd taken shrapnel in the leg. Another bullet impacted inches from her position, spraying dirt and rock fragments. She looked up, her expression changing completely. In front of her lay a Barrett .50 caliber rifle, dropped by a SEAL who'd been wounded in the initial assault. Anna set down her medical bag. Her small hands reached for the massive weapon. One SEAL shouted, "What are you doing?" "That's not medic work." But Anna was already prone, eye pressed to the scope. The transformation was startling. The gentle woman who'd been bandaging wounds moments earlier now moved with different precision. Military precision. Her hands positioned the rifle with familiarity that spoke of extensive training. Her breathing pattern changed, becoming the controlled rhythm of a trained marksman. "Doc, what the hell?" another SEAL whispered. Anna didn't respond. She was scanning through the scope, reading wind conditions, calculating range and elevation adjustments. The SEALs watched in stunned silence as their medic became something else entirely. Her finger found the trigger. Her breathing slowed to almost nothing. The Barrett .50 was a weapon designed for elimination at extreme range. In the hands of an expert, it could reach out and touch targets over a mile away. Anna's positioning was textbook perfect. Bone support, natural point of aim, proper sight picture. This wasn't beginner's luck or desperate improvisation. This was professional-grade marksmanship. "Where did she learn that?" the commander muttered. But there was no time for questions. Enemy fire was intensifying, and they were running out of options. Anna made minute adjustments to her scope. Wind was tricky in the mountain valley, swirling and unpredictable. Temperature differences between day and night affected bullet trajectory. She accounted for all of it with the automatic calculations of someone who'd made similar shots many times before. The SEALs held their breath. They'd all been trained in marksmanship, but this level of precision was specialist work. Sniper work. Anna's finger tightened on the trigger. The first shot shattered the mountain silence. 800 meters away, an enemy sniper toppled from his position. Before anyone could react, Anna was cycling the bolt, acquiring a new target. Second shot. The enemy machine gun position went quiet. Third shot. A spotter trying to call in reinforcements dropped his radio. In less than 90 seconds, Anna had eliminated 3 strategic targets and broken the enemy's ability to coordinate their ambush. The surviving SEAL would later recount. "That moment, I forgot about the bullets flying around us. I just watched this small woman handle a Barrett rifle that weighed almost as much as she did, looking like she'd been born to it." The SEALs stared in amazement. Their medic had just performed precision shooting that most of them couldn't match. But Anna was already setting the rifle aside, returning to her medical bag. "Johnson's bleeding got worse," she said calmly, as if she hadn't just saved their lives with impossible shots. The contrast was surreal. One moment, deadly sniper. The next moment, caring medic. But the question remained, where had Anna Keller learned to shoot like that? The entire team held their breath. Nobody believed she'd actually pulled the trigger. Anna breathed deeply, steadied herself, and fired. First shot. The bullet tore through the darkness, dropping the sniper on the cliff face. Second shot. Eliminated the machine gunner providing covering fire. Third shot. Stopped the enemy squad advancing on their position. In under a minute, all enemy fire ceased. The SEAL team sat in stunned silence. Eyes that couldn't believe what they'd witnessed stared at Anna. The commander's voice came out hoarse. "We're alive. Because of her." As they withdrew to base camp, nobody spoke much. Gone were the dismissive comments, replaced by silent looks of respect for Anna. A young SEAL finally broke. "I used to mock you. But now, we owe you our lives." Anna didn't respond, just returned to bandaging wounded soldiers. But the SEAL commander needed answers. "Anna," he said privately, "that wasn't beginner's luck. Where did you learn to shoot like that?" Anna continued her medical work. "Does it matter?" "Everyone's going home." "It matters because what I saw tonight was special operations level marksmanship. That was professional sniper work." Anna finally looked up. "I'm a medic. That's all you need to know." But the commander had been in special operations for 15 years. He recognized expertise when he saw it. "Anna, I've worked with the best shooters in the military. What you did tonight? There are maybe 50 people in the entire armed forces who could make those shots under those conditions." Anna returned to her patient. "I did what was necessary. You calculated wind speed, elevation, temperature differential, and target movement in under 30 seconds. That's not something you learn from medical training." Still no response from Anna. The commander tried a different approach. "Anna, your personnel file is very clean. Almost too clean." Anna's hands paused briefly, then continued working. "No mention of advanced weapons training, no sniper school, no special operations background, but tonight you performed like someone with years of specialized experience." Anna finished bandaging the wounded soldier before speaking. "Some things aren't in official files." "What's not in your file, Anna?" A long silence. Then, quietly, 3 tours. Afghanistan and Syria. Designated marksmen attached to special operations medical teams. The truth began emerging. I was trained as both a combat medic and precision shooter. My job was to provide medical support for special operations teams and eliminate threats to wounded soldiers during evacuations. The commander understood. Hybrid specialists who could both heal and kill, depending on what the mission required. "Why didn't you tell us?" "Because I requested transfer to medical-only duties. I was tired of taking lives. I wanted to focus on saving them." "But tonight?" "Tonight, saving lives required taking lives. Sometimes there's no choice." The full story emerged over the following days. Anna had been part of an elite program that trained medics in advanced combat skills. The reasoning was simple. Medical personnel in special operations often found themselves in situations where standard protocols weren't enough. She'd made over 40 confirmed kills during her 3 tours, all while serving as a medic. Her specialty was protecting wounded soldiers during dangerous evacuations. "Why did you leave special operations?" the commander asked. "Because I realized I was better at preserving life than ending it. I requested assignment to regular medical duties." "But you kept your skills." "You never forget training like that. You just hope you never need to use it again." The commander wrote in his mission report, "Combat medic Anna Keller performed with exceptional skill under fire, eliminating enemy threats and preserving team integrity. No mention of her sniper work. No details about her special operations background. Just recognition that she'd saved lives when it mattered most. But among the SEALs, the truth was acknowledged differently. "Doc," one said simply, "thank you for keeping us alive. However, you had to do it." Anna had found her balance. She was primarily a healer, but when necessary, she could still be a warrior. The question wasn't whether she'd done the right thing. The question was how many more lives she'd save with her unique combination of skills. In the official mission report, her name wasn't mentioned. But in the hearts of her teammates, the truth was carved deep. A small medic had saved the entire team with the skills of a professional sniper. A few weeks later, in the mess hall, a SEAL pulled up a chair next to Anna, setting down his food tray. One by one, others joined the table. The commander simply nodded, saying nothing. Anna smiled gently, speaking quietly. I never wanted to prove anything. I just wanted you all to come home." The SEALs understood. Anna hadn't revealed her sniper skills to impress them. She'd used them because her teammates needed her to. "Doc," one SEAL said, "we know you prefer medical work. But knowing you can do both, it makes us feel safer." Anna nodded. "That's all I ever wanted, for you to feel safe." The conversation was comfortable, respectful. These warriors had learned that their medic was more than they'd imagined, but she was still the same person who cared for them when they were hurt. "Will you teach us some of those techniques?" a young SEAL asked. Anna considered this. "I can teach you medical procedures that might save your life someday. The other skills, I hope you never need them. But if we do, then I'll be there to use them for you." The balance was perfect. Anna remained primarily a medic, focused on healing and preserving life. But when her team needed a sniper, those skills were available too. She'd found her new identity. Not just a healer, not just a warrior, but someone who could be whatever her people needed to survive. Young medics would sometimes ask her for advice. "How do you handle the pressure of keeping everyone alive?" Anna's answer was always the same. "You do whatever it takes. You use every skill you have. You never give up on your teammates." The SEAL team had learned something valuable about assumptions and hidden capabilities. The quiet person providing medical support might be exactly the expert you need when everything goes wrong. Anna continued her daily medical duties, but now with complete respect from her teammates. They understood that she'd chosen her primary role, but hadn't abandoned her other skills. She'd proven that heroes come in many forms. Sometimes they heal. Sometimes they fight. Sometimes they do both, depending on what their people need to survive. Some people wear ordinary uniforms: medic, worker, teacher, but in defining moments, they become shields protecting others. Anna Keller was just a medic, but for a few crucial seconds, she transformed into a sniper and preserved the lives of an entire SEAL team. Justice isn't always recorded in official reports, but it exists in the quiet acknowledgement of those who were saved. Her story reminds us that people often possess capabilities we never suspect. The nurse who was a former soldier, the teacher who was once a pilot, the mechanic who served in special operations. They choose civilian roles not because they've lost their edge, but because they've found new ways to serve. When crisis comes, when normal solutions aren't enough, these hidden experts step forward with skills nobody expected. The lesson is simple. Never underestimate the quiet professionals around you. They might be exactly who you need when everything falls apart. True strength often hides behind gentle service, waiting for the moment when it's needed most. If you believe in quiet stories like this one, leave a comment. And don't forget to subscribe to SN Quiet Stories. We tell the stories that shouldn't be forgotten. Real people creating and telling stories, not mass-produced AI.